back to the basics. How long does it take to get into ketosis? And does it matter what you do to get there? What's up, everyone? Welcome to my very humble channel. Let's get into the ketogenic, ketone, ketosis, ketotic, ketogenesis world of burning fat, body fat, as fuel. I get it. You guys are confused. You think that eating fat makes you fat, which is not logical. Eating fat does not make you fat. And I've explained this concept in a bazillion videos. It's about broken hormones like your thyroid, reproductive hormones, and insulin. It's these hormones. If they're not working, your body is going to take the energy from wherever it comes from, and store it as body fat. That doesn't mean that you eat fat and store fat. You can actually eat fat and use it on the skin, lungs, reproductive hormones, your organs, your brain, your boobies, your booty. I mean, we have fat deposits all over our body. And believe it or not, they're chock-filled loaded in vitamins like vitamin D, E, A, and K. If we were to starve, like if we were in a plane crash and there's nothing to eat, first thing you're going to do is get rid of all the muscle. Just like bye. Because muscle is too metabolically active and will make you starve faster. After burning through your amino acids, which is proteins, and that can be in your skin, collagen, muscles, whatever. Once you start burning that, later down the road, you'll burn that fat as your reserve source of fuel and emergency source of fuel. Our bodies, our primal bodies, this is a primal body living in a modern time, does not understand that there's food in the refrigerator. But it's reacting as if you are a hunter-gatherer, or if you were to crash your plane and there's no food. Your body is always going to get rid of proteins first. That is going to jack your immune system, because we're not starving. We're not living in the tundra as hunter-gatherers. We haven't been in a plane crash. We are just lazy sloths. Well, we've been taught to be lazy sloths and disconnect from nature. And when you are eating a standard American diet and stressing out and watching TV and fasting, I mean, the list goes on, being exposed to pesticides and chemicals and garbage and high levels of processed carbs, sugars, whatevers, the body goes, warning, stop doing that. But we don't. We continue and we push the limit, and then when we feel terrible, we start fasting because we think that's the way to alleviate stress, weight, inflammation. Believe it or not, eating fat works the same as fasting, even better if it's done correctly. In theory, to make ketones, you don't have to eat a bunch of fat or try to do a ketogenic diet. Just fast. A lot of people will present ketones on a glucometer when they just fast. But guess what, my people? Those ketones are not viable. What that means is you make them and then you pee them out. You also have to test your blood sugar. And people who fast have blood sugar that does this. Thunk, 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 thunk. Now, for those who were eating a bunch of carbs and you were once obese and you lost 80 pounds or 100 pounds and your blood sugar went from, as far as your A1C, it went from like a 7.0 down to a 5 point something. That's amazing. But what happened to your thyroid in the process? Well, nobody talks about that. The time it takes you to get into ketosis is all relative to the prior damage you have and the disciplinary measures you're going to take to cross that bridge over to ketosis. Now that I am 56, I got to undo damage from the majority of these 50 so odd years of my life. Even when I started doing keto, even midway, I was doing things incorrectly. And today, sometimes I do things incorrectly, like I go to bed too late. I'm posting videos too late. I know, not good. But for the most part, when it comes to quality of food, making sure I eat every couple of hours, even if it's a bite of liver, to keep my blood sugar stable. It's those small little things people don't consider. Now, the in-between stuff, like, being consistent, being mindful, loving yourself, knowing how to breathe, knowing how to stand, walk, move your posture, all of that. That takes the inflammation down. But my biggest nemesis is the inability to have enough hours in a day. Since I moved to raw land from Hollywood to Tennessee with horses and now a dog, and I'm the weirdo that's obsessed with having, I'm like, he's a puppy now, you only get one chance. All ticks must go. So every day, 2 hours a day, which I have no time for this, I train the puppy. My puppy. Yeah. Because I don't want a dog that jumps on people. I don't want a dog that's not athletic. Chocolate labs are prone to fatty deposits if they're not moving enough. I want him to have his proprioception, his ability to balance and climb. You see those videos on like Instagram where the dog can barely get in onto the sofa and then there's a dog climbing a wall and doing backflips. I want the dog that's active because that's going to keep his chance of disease or joint issues down if I do things correctly by keeping him exercise. Everything that someone does in a 24-hour day is going to either speed up, slow down, or reverse your ability to get into ketosis. Remember, the goal is that you're trying to take, like I said, body fat and convert it into ketone bodies in your liver so that it can travel through the Krebs cycle and then be used as sustained energy. Ketones they're amazing. They burn for hours. They're like sticking 2 logs on a fireplace and going off and doing your day. Whereas eating carbs or eating too much protein, rather, if you're eating too much protein, it's like putting paper onto a wood stove or a fireplace. It's going to burn real high, real fast, and burn out. And that is why protein is a crappy source of energy, because you don't restore glycogen. You can on carbs, but you got to be careful not to, you have to be on a schedule with carbs. Exponentially, you must be on a schedule to not deplete glycogen because your metabolism takes this massive hit. 3 months if you do everything right. 6 months if you, let's say, have a slow start, you still are eating too much protein, you still are over exercising, too much cardio, not eating enough fat, but you're still healthy. That type of person will take like 6 months. But the people who really take longer than a year, these are your stressed out, high blood sugar, high A1C, insulin resistant, poor glucose regulation, dysglycemic people. These are the people that are inflamed, they have heavy metals, they have constipation, thyroid issues, depression, pain from accidents and God knows from what they ate, histamine, on pharmaceuticals, medications like birth control pills. All of these things can block your keto adaptation. Yes, medications can do it, stress can do it, poor sleep can do it, eating too much protein can do it, dysglycemia, being insulin resistant prior, because a lot of people cannot balance their blood sugar because they are going down the stress cortisol pathway. And when you're going down that highway, like going 1,000 miles per hour, but your intention is to be healthy and get into ketosis, you won't. You won't. That's why people will lose weight in the beginning. They dump a bunch of water. They might lose a little bit of fat, but they're burning through muscle. Because if you're not making ketones, you're jacking your body up on anything that's carnivore or ketogenic. The goal is always to keto adapt. So you don't start eating yourself. You eat the fat. And the fat really is not a part of us if it's just fat around our belly, visceral fat, all these types of fats that are not like in your eyeballs and the lung lining and your boobies and your booty. These are the dermis layer. These fats that are on your belly and your thighs and your butt that you don't need, you have to get into ketosis. You have to balance your blood sugar for your body to learn how to use fat as fuel. Get into ketosis, then burn body fat by eating high fat. That is one thing that people are so confused about. You eat fat, that teaches your brain, we're not doing carbs anymore. We're not looking for glycogen storage. We're looking to burn body fat from lazy fat cells. But the body wants to go back to burning sugar, and when you don't eat carbs, it'll start burning muscle. You get flabby. How to avoid that is to get the stress down, don't go down the cortisol pathway, and get your fats up high. You are telling the hypothalamus, we're going to eat fat, make ketones, then learn how to burn body fat while you sleep. Now, you do burn a little bit of ketones in the day, but the main time that you make ketones, my people, is when you are sleeping. That is why third shift night workers have a difficult time. You can, but it's really hard. Second shift, stressors, people who are taking their kids out to sports at like 9 o'clock at night or doing cardio workouts late, y'all don't adapt. Look at your blood sugar. Blood sugar is everything. Yeah, it can take up to a year, and I've seen people take 2 years, but that was in the beginning. Now, because I have so many videos, a lot of people are getting into ketosis a lot faster because now they understand, oh, ding, light bulb. Don't eat so much protein, eat more fat and the right kinds of fat. Animal fat. Make sure that it's coming from healthy animals because fat cells do store toxins. Pretty interesting. So it can take the shortest 2 weeks, normal's 3 months if you're healthy, 6 months if you're being a little lazy, a year if you are metabolically deranged, and beyond that if you just can't pull it together. And that's why only 5% of people actually get into the beautiful land of ketosis, where the symptoms are sustained energy, mental clarity beyond freaking measure, sex hormones like, what? My ass is 56 and my adrenals still are producing testosterone even through menopause. It is amazing that using ketones to balance your body, right, to be in homeostasis, which means a balance, so then your body doesn't have to break down and eat itself to fuel the fledgling brain. I can go on and on and on and on and on about this, but make sure that your liver is functioning properly because that's where you're making the ketones. Now, the liver is not destroyed or ruined. Our little puppy's awake. He's awake. Deo, come here, sweetie. Come here. Come. Let's see Deo.
What's up, little dude? My little chocolate lab.
He's such a good puppy. Oh, my little dude. Now, remember, as he drinks water, ketones are made in the liver. That means your liver must be functioning properly, or else you don't make the ketones. You don't. Just don't. You don't get into ketosis if the liver can't convert fat into fuel. He's like banging away at that. I think I need to give him more water. And also create a calm environment so we can keep the cortisol pathways down. And make sure your macros are on point. Watch the pharmacological interventions. I always encourage people to get off their medications slowly and in time. Excuse me. Slowly and in time. To gain something like ketosis, you have to give up something like alcohol, carbs, stress, poor sleep, cheese, nuts, caffeine. I know. But once you do, the outcome is, it's a type of wonderment I can't explain. To watch my old video catalogs and see how much I was aging. The skin before was so distressed. I mean, it was distressed. You guys saw that I went through melasma, and as you can see now, the melasma is literally almost gone. It's left a little bit, but I don't put retinol on my skin anymore. That's what I did for a while to lighten up the melasma, but really making sure I'm on my electrolytes was the game changer. Now I can't say for certain that was the reason, but once I was on top of my electrolytes, the skin went, thank you. Be good, my people. If you need help getting into ketosis on a carnivore diet or a ketogenic diet, just go to stephanieperson.com, sign up for a consultation. I got your back. My consultations are not expensive. They're very affordable for the amount of experience and years I've been doing this, helping people reach their goals, getting into ketosis or just healing the body. I love it. It's an amazing life to be able to, that I allowed myself to go down this pathway. If you want to learn more, sign up for a consultation, stephanieperson.com. You can also go to my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook fan page is Stephanie the Business Person. And I also have a course. It is an amazing course. I cover all 3 diets now because not everyone can get into ketosis because of potentially their gallbladder or hypoglycemia, severe dysglycemia. And then if you do low carb, high fat, I teach you how to go back to keto by working out the gallbladder and working out your dysglycemia. And I'm out. Peace. Comment below. Tell me if you're still confused about how to get into ketosis, how to lose weight on ketosis, how to deal with your thyroid in ketosis, a bunch of stuff. Comment below, share this content, and hit the notification bell. And I'm out. Peace.